Welcome to my channel Alane Signal. The first thing Cadet Lyra Vance learned about the Academy was that silence meant survival. The Orbital Military Institute of Terra Prime floated above a dying Earth, a monument to humanity's last desperate attempt to reclaim its place among the stars. The corridors gleamed with polished alloy, the walls lined with banners of past victories, most of them centuries old. Humanity hadn't won anything meaningful in a long time. Not since they arrived. The Valkyrie. No one at the Academy spoke about them openly. Not in the halls. Not in the training chambers. Not even in whispers. But their presence was everywhere. In the upgraded weapons systems. In the new doctrine of compliance-first diplomacy. And most of all, in the instructors. Especially Commander Halvik. He was a towering figure, clad in a sleek black uniform that seemed too perfect to wrinkle. His face was always hidden behind a smooth, metallic mask, featureless except for two narrow slits where cold blue light flickered like distant stars. Rumor said he had survived 3 Valkyrie campaigns. Rumor also said he wasn't entirely human anymore. Lyra didn't care about rumors. She cared about truth. And truth had a way of revealing itself. The incident happened on cycle 43 of her training. Cadet Vance, Halvik's voice echoed through the chamber, distorted slightly by his mask. Explain the failure of Unit 3 during the simulation. Lyra stood at attention, her heart steady despite the dozens of eyes watching her. The simulation had been a disaster, but not because of her. Unit 3 failed due to conflicting command overrides, she said clearly. The system was rerouted mid-operation. That directive did not come from our squad. A murmur rippled through the room. Halvik took a slow step forward. You are suggesting, he said, voice lowering, that the Academy's systems are flawed. No, sir, Lyra replied. I'm suggesting they were interfered with. Silence. The kind that tightened around your throat. Halvik stopped inches from her. The blue light behind his mask flared slightly. You will not question the system, he said. I'm questioning what happened, Lyra shot back. That was the moment everything changed. The slap came fast, too fast. A sharp crack echoed through the chamber as Halvik's hand struck her face. Lyra staggered, the impact sending her vision spinning. Gasps filled the room. No one moved. No one ever moved. Because Halvik didn't just command respect. He commanded fear. Lyra tasted blood. Slowly, she straightened, her cheek burning, but her eyes steady. That was his mistake. Because Lyra Vance had never learned to stay silent. You're out of line, Commander, she said. The room froze. Even Halvik seemed to pause. Then he laughed. It was a hollow, mechanical sound. Out of line, he repeated. You forget your place, Cadet. No, Lyra said quietly. I think you've forgotten yours. The tension snapped like a wire pulled too tight. Halvik raised his hand again. But this time, Lyra was ready. She moved. Fast. Faster than anyone expected. Her hand shot up, grabbing his wrist mid-swing. The impact sent a shock through her arm. His strength was inhuman, but she held on. The room erupted into chaos. What are you doing? Someone shouted. But Lyra didn't answer. Because in that moment, something clicked. Something wrong. His skin, what little she could feel beneath the glove, wasn't warm. It wasn't human. And the mask. The mask wasn't just covering his face. It was hiding something. You shouldn't touch that, Halvik said softly. There was no anger in his voice now. Only warning. Lyra ignored it. Her other hand shot up, gripping the edge of his mask. Gasps turned into outright panic. Cadet Vance, stand down. An officer barked from the observation deck. Too late. Lyra pulled. The mask resisted, locked in place by some unseen mechanism, but she felt it shift. Halvik's grip tightened on her arm. You don't understand what you're doing, he said. Then explain it, Lyra snapped. For a split second, something flickered in the blue glow of his eyes. Not rage, fear, that was all she needed. With a sharp twist and a surge of adrenaline, Lyra yanked the mask free. The room fell into absolute silence. Because what lay beneath wasn't human. Not entirely. Halvik's face was pale, almost translucent, but it wasn't skin. It looked grown, engineered. Thin lines pulsed faintly beneath the surface, like circuits fused with flesh. And his eyes were wrong. Too large, too bright, glowing with the same eerie blue light as the mask. A hybrid. Valkyrie. Someone screamed. The illusion shattered. Halvik stepped back, his expression no longer hidden, and far more terrifying without the mask. You weren't supposed to see that, he said. His voice had changed. Deeper. Layered. Not one voice, but many. The chamber doors slammed shut. Red lights flooded the room. Containment protocol initiated, an automated voice announced. Cadets scrambled, panic spreading like wildfire. What is he? Someone whispered. Lyra didn't answer, because she already knew. They've been among us, Halvik said calmly, straightening. Guiding your development. Preparing your species for integration. Integration, Lyra repeated. Assimilation, he corrected. The word hit like a punch. You're training us to surrender, she said. To survive, Halvik replied. No, Lyra said, stepping forward. You're training us to obey. A flicker of irritation crossed his alien features. Your species is fragile, he said. Divided, inefficient. The Valkyrie offer unity, purpose, evolution. By replacing us, Lyra shot back. By improving you. The cadets backed away, forming a loose circle. Some looked ready to run. Others looked ready to collapse. Lyra stood her ground, because now, it all made sense. The altered simulations. The obedience drills. The way dissent was punished. This wasn't training. It was conditioning. You made a mistake, Lyra said. Halvik tilted his head. How so? You hit me, she said. A pause. Then, a faint smile. An emotional lapse, he admitted. A remnant of my human origin. And that's why you're going to lose, Lyra said. Before he could respond, she moved again. This time, she wasn't aiming for his mask. She was aiming for the truth. Lyra lunged toward the central console at the edge of the chamber. Her fingers flew across the interface, bypassing locks she'd memorized during countless late-night study sessions. What are you doing? Halvik demanded. Showing them, she said. The screens flickered, then lit up. Footage filled the walls, classified files, hidden recordings, intercepted transmissions. Valkyrie ships. Human officials shaking hands with alien envoys. Experiments. Augmentations. Replacements. Gasps turned into shouts. You hacked the system, someone asked. I paid attention, Lyra replied. Halvik moved toward her, fast. But this time, the cadets didn't freeze. They stepped in, blocking him. You're not taking another step, one of them said. Halvik looked at them, really looked. At their fear, their anger, their defiance. Something shifted. You think you can resist? He asked quietly. Yes, Lyra said. Why? He demanded. She met his glowing eyes. Because we're human. For a moment, the room held its breath. Then the alarms changed. Not containment. Evacuation. A new voice cut through the chaos, clear. Authoritative. Attention all personnel. This is Admiral Reyes. Stand down all internal security. The situation is under control. Halvik's expression darkened. No, he murmured. The doors burst open. Armed soldiers flooded in. Human soldiers. Not hybrids. Not controlled. Real. They surrounded Halvik, weapons raised. It's over, the Admiral said, stepping into the chamber. Halvik looked at Lyra. "You've doomed your species," he said. "Or saved it," she replied. The aftermath spread across the system like wildfire. The truth couldn't be buried anymore. The Valkyrie infiltration, the hidden agenda, the manipulation. Humanity had been standing on the edge of surrender, and didn't even know it. Until one cadet refused to stay silent. Weeks later, Lyra stood in the same chamber. But everything had changed. The banners were being replaced. The instructors, reassessed. The academy itself was under new command. Admiral Reyes approached her, hands clasped behind his back. "You've caused quite a disruption, Cadet Vance." Lyra allowed herself a small smile. "So I've been told." He studied her for a moment. "Do you understand what comes next?" "War," she said. He nodded. "The Valkyrie won't stay hidden now. They'll come openly." "Good," Lyra said. That earned a raised eyebrow. "You're not afraid." "Of course I am," she admitted. "But fear isn't the problem." "What is?" She looked out at the stars beyond the station's glass. "Thinking we can't fight back." Admiral Reyes followed her gaze. "The odds aren't in our favor," he said. "They never are," Lyra replied. "That's kind of our thing." For the first time, he smiled. "Humanity first," he said. Lyra shook her head. "No," she corrected. "Humanity fights." Somewhere in the void beyond Earth, Valkyrie ships began to move. Their plans disrupted. Their secrecy shattered. Their advantage, gone. And on a small orbital station, a single act of defiance had ignited something they hadn't accounted for. Not technology, not strategy, but something far more dangerous. Human will, because they had underestimated one simple truth. Humans don't break easily, and when pushed, they push back harder. Thank you for listening. Subscribe for more cinematic science fiction stories.